Good evening, everyone. You
Hi
have
everyone,
Tessa and
Misha, and we are the two chicks from the sticks.
we've absolutely been doing this now for 3 years, and we haven't done an opportunity meeting for ages together, Misha.
I know, so it's an absolute delight. We're rounding out toward the end of the year, and it's really exciting when we've got new people being introduced to this incredible technology that we're going to talk about this evening every day.
Absolutely. And you know what? This patch that everybody's talking about, it has been an absolute game changer for Misha and I, and for most people on the Zoom. If you've been invited tonight and this is your very first night, the question is, have you been patched yet? So we're talking about a tiny little sticker. My daughter, when I first started patching, you see the sticker there? I'm going to take it off the back of me. It simply looks like this, little patched. And it's that little thing. And she thought mum was a bit weird wearing stickers. However,
My husband was quite the same, the family skeptic. So when Tessa came and shared around this patch, he too thought, how can something small do so much? But what we've experienced is absolutely incredible things. And we're about to go into how it all started with David
mm,
Schmidt. So
absolutely. So David is our CEO and inventor. He created our products. He has over 200 patents. You know, most people can't even get one patent. So he's pretty clever. That means it's been proved by third-party testing to obviously work. He's a scientist, inventor, as I said. He turned his studies to specializing in age reversing, and he spent 10 years and 4.5 million of his own money to bring a product to the market that we are about to talk about tonight called X39. Oops.
So what I love about this is that this isn't something that someone's just testing out on us. This is something that the technology started 21 years ago. The first patch was an energy and endurance patch, which has been used by Olympians for the last 2 decades and elite athletes. And so it is patented. And what does a patent mean? Basically, a patent means that they've had to do all the clinical studies to support that it does what they say that it does, and that also that it's never been done before, that it hasn't existed before. So there is a US patent number right here on the bottom of the screen, so you can look up that patent. And basically, the patent says that embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, and elevation of antioxidants. And those are just some of the things.
And when you've got something that's patented, it's not just a Me Too product. So someone goes, "Oh, I've got a shampoo." Well, me too. But nobody has a patented product that actually activates our own stem cells. So what this does is it's why X39? Why this particular patch? Why is this so good? It people don't really understand that X39 actually makes up X39 stem cells actually make up every patch or every organ in our body. I'm doing well, aren't I? And as you age, your stem cells become dormant. So when we're 30, only 50% of them are working. And I started patching at 59, and I was told that at 60 I was only going to have 10% left. I thought, oh dear, this doesn't sound so good. I think I better give it a go.
And when you consider that stem cells are the body's repair kit, to know, like I'm approaching 60, but to be told that, the repair kit of your body, that you're very
Mm.
lucky if you've got 10% of that repair kit actually working anymore, is not fun.
Mm. I don't know about you, but I was finding things at 59 were starting to get really sore and slow. And you know, lots of opportunities come along, but the opportunities come along by creating solutions. And so we actually have some current problems that we need to solve. One is that no one knows about stem cells becoming dormant, but this actually, through LifeWave, offers something that activates and regenerates our own stem cells. And many people are just struggling financially. Who knows somebody who's doing it tough? Many of us are doing it tough, or many of you are doing it tough because just the times that we're living in. But this can be an income generating business.
Absolutely. And so, how it works, this is a proprietary form of phototherapy, which means that every single process of it is patented. So it contains, there's nothing in the patch as such, it just only contains some patented crystal technology, which has some sugar salts and amino acids that are made in a laboratory. And crystals reflect light, and what it does is it reflects our body's own light back into us. and we're going to go into that of what it does. But the wonderful thing is, and this is one of the things that the moment that Tessa rang us 7 days after she popped her first patch on, when she came over and when you came over and said that it's got no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, that it's completely non-transdermal. That is extremely exciting because we're not putting anything further into our body. It's just reflecting our body's own light. Our infrared light activates it. That light's reflected back with a specific message in it. And that's exciting. We're actually using the body's own light to upregulate itself.
Absolutely. So, some of the things that you can get by being on X39, it increases our strength, reduces inflammation. These are big things. Inflammation is 90% of the reason of disease in our body, increases our stamina, gives us more energy and vitality, gives us mental clarity so you haven't got that brain fog, restores our muscle or our skeletal conditions. I can just personally say, for not me, but for my mum, just having her bone density increased has been huge at the age of 85. Improves our sleep and improves our skin appearance. Although we can't diagnose, we've got to have a disclaimer there. We cannot diagnose, treat or cure, or say that these will prevent any disease or medical condition. You have to put it on and give it a go.
And we both had incredible results. Like for me, when Tessa came around, for me, I had some really debilitating issues with bursitis in my knee. And so that disappeared very, very quickly. And then mental clarity, I had extreme brain fog, which caused a lot of anxiety. And within a few days, that just vaporized, and I haven't had any brain fog since.
Absolutely.
So just such changes. And the incredible thing is, it continues over time.
And when you have such great results, all you want to do is simply share those.
So what are the long-term results? So this is as per case studies on thisisinfo.com. 4,000 genes begin to reset. So that is 1/3 of the body's entire genome. So that's extremely exciting. So this can be seen, like you might not feel it, but the great thing is that we've got lots of practitioners as part of this and naturopaths that do live bloods, and they can see it in those live bloods within the first few days. We also know that within 6 weeks, mine was like 2 days, the brain becomes balanced. So that's fantastic news where it addresses all that inflammation in the brain. Within a few months, 3 months, the collagen increases. So this is collagen throughout our entire body, hair, nails, our skin. Yay. Love that. And also the internal collagen, because of course our organs are made up of with collagen. And then also the heart reverses in age, where the studies showed that the vascular age reversed by an average of 8 months after just 6 months of patching.
Yeah.
So David,
8 years.
8 years. Yeah, 8 years. Sorry, guys, 8 years. So David Schmidt says that this technology is not anti-aging, it's actually age reversing. And we're seeing over the last nearly 3 years that we've been patching, and many, many of our friends as well.
100%, absolutely. So how do we wear it? We simply put it on for 12 hours and anywhere on our body, but the clinical studies were done behind the neck and below the belly button. And this elevates, activates, and regenerates our skin. And then we remove it at night so that our body can rest, repair, and rejuvenate.
And the greatest thing is, it's not just the testimonials, the things that have changed for us and in our families, but there have been so many changes and testimonials from, as the ripple effect from friendship to friendship and family to family, where people have changed and they share to help others. And so we're going to have a couple of those sharing tonight. And the first one will be an amazing, amazing lady called Dorothy. Now, Dorothy, I met you early last year, and after seeing the change in you has just been magical and extraordinary. Would love to have you just give a summary of the amazing change.
Thanks, Tessa. And Misha, it's good to see you both together. Maybe say the terrible twins, but you're not really. But anyway, yes, no, look, I honestly, when I first started, I put the patches on, and it was probably only for 3 or 4 days, I think, and I really didn't feel anything at first, but then a couple of days later, I was driving to my daughter's place and I had arthritis in my fingers and my hands, and I couldn't bend my fingers down or couldn't close them down. And then all of a sudden I found I could open my hand or I could close my hand right down. And I also had a lump on my thumb, which was due to arthritis as well. And that had massively gone down. It was probably only half the size of what it was. And that was only in about 3 days. But of course, since then, it's just been a continual thing. I've just continually gone on. I was really feeling very languid and tired. I was having no energy. My balance was really bad. I kept having to hang on to the wall to stand up, and that just all completely disappeared. My energy level improved massively. And well, yes, there's just been so many different things. I've noticed differences in my blood pressure, in my cholesterol, in my thyroid. And then I had an issue with my eyes. I've got a cataract on one of my eyes, and the specialist found that I had a blood vessel that he wasn't happy with, which turned out to be macular degeneration. I put patches on my eye of the night time, the carnosine, and that's gone. I just went back
Wow.
a couple of weeks ago for a blood pressure for a test on my eyes again, and they've assured me that it's definitely gone. And I didn't need to have glasses, any more glasses. My eyes have
Wow.
stayed the same. So yeah, I'm feeling that I'm doing pretty well at 87. So
That's
Well, you're
that's
amazing.
fantastic.
And from the lady that couldn't hold the teacup in her hand to you going to the gym, is
yep.
just, it's incredible watching the transformation in your life.
And people,
Yeah,
when
well,
you've got something just so incredible like this, to be able to just share it with others and to help friends, families, and loved ones is just so
that's
beautiful to
right.
see. And thank you so much, Dorothy, for sharing that. We really, really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'd
No, it's a
also,
pleasure.
you, thank
Yep.
you.
Thank
So
you.
we'd also love to, Lee Kershaw is about to share. Lee, you have such an incredibly powerful testimonial. One of the amazing things about your testimonial is we were there live with the application of your first couple of patches. So
We'd only been patching about 2 weeks when this guy came in, or a month maybe, but not long.
yeah, 6 months.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
that long?
yeah,
Gosh, that time
into the
went.
6 months, start of the 6 months. But Lee, would you like
Yeah,
to share?
yeah, thanks. It's great to see the chicks from the six together again
Mhm.
and doing their thing, which they do so well. Yeah, so I had the pleasure of meeting the girls in Mudgee, and but however, the reason I was meeting them was I'd had a serious fall from a scaffold, collapsed underneath me, and I'd done quite a lot of damage to my left foot. And it had been ongoing and for months, and I'd been on opioids for months. And I don't know whether anyone has ever had that experience. They do take away the pain. They're great, but the effect residue that they have on your body is not very good. So anyhow, so I met Tessa and Misha on a Friday afternoon, and in a reasonable amount of discomfort, as you can imagine. I'd broken bones, ripped tendons and ligaments, and done a lot of broken bones and a lot of tissue damage. So anyhow, Misha placed a couple of patches on my left ankle. That was Friday afternoon, and by Sunday morning, I thought it was a bit gutsy, and I said to Natalie, my wife, I'm not going to take my meds until I really need to, until this pain gets so bad, because I'd really like to see whether these patches are just, whether this stuff's real, because, very skeptical. And as most people, I think, a lot of people I've met are. And however, that was the last time I never took my meds again. Now that was like less than 48 hours.
Mm.
I was booked in for surgery, which I hadn't been able to get to. And anyhow, a while after that, maybe a month or so after that, I went for my pre-op, and the orthopedic guy said, well, I just walked in with no boot, no nothing, no crutches, no nothing, and no boot on. And he said, "Oh, gee, what's going on?" And I said, "Look at these things, these, I don't know, have you seen these?" He said, "No, what is it?" I said, "Oh, look, they're miraculous." Anyhow, he grabbed my foot and he turned it this way and that way, nearly ripped it off, trying to make it hurt. And he couldn't make it hurt. And he just said, "That's unbelievable." But that was as far. I couldn't, that was enough for him. But I've never, my foot's been good ever since. People often say to me, my brother often says, "Oh, how's your foot going?" I said, "Which one? Which one? They're both the same. They're as good.
Love
They're
that.
just, they've never had a problem with them." So, and really that was over, 2 years ago. And that I think was miraculous.
Mm.
However, you know, my journey goes on with the patches, and to be truthful, there's a lot of stuff I haven't shared, and I will at some stage, but life just keeps getting better and better, which I
Fantastic.
attribute to the patches.
Thank you so much, Lee. And one of the things I just want to acknowledge is that within days, I remember that you were reaching out and you were sharing and you were blessing so many people. And you've passed on the baton, and you guys have just created change in so many other families and lives.
Yes, yeah. Well, thanks, Michelle. It's a great community. I mean, we're all together in this. And we've met some most wonderful friends, and
Mm.
it's been a great experience all round.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for sharing. So that's what this is all about, just about sharing a product that works with people that um, are not,
Lost that.
yeah, I did. Excuse me. Let's just try again. That people people that are looking for either health or wealth. So we've spoken about the health and given you some testimonies, but there's actually a business, isn't there,
There
that we have
is.
found?
And we found that for a lot of people, that it can become quite an organic thing. Like I personally hadn't been looking for something extra to do because I was so brain fried and brain fogged and adrenally stressed. But it just happens very, very quickly and very naturally when you just want to help others, just like Dorothy and Lee have done. So when you have someone that is interested in taking a look for more information around the patches, we can just go to thisisinfo.com. It's a fantastic site which is all about the patch technology. It has those patent details there. It has the clinical studies there. It's got some videos from doctors such as Dr. Stillman and some testimonials and other information. So it is a fantastic resource.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, you can send that on to your prospects and get them to take a deep dive, a long dive, but at least get them to watch the video on what is phototherapy because people don't understand how our own light in our bodies is reactivated. So the company in 2021 was only sitting at 20 million. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had a $20 million company, I'd be pretty happy, right?
Yeah. And I don't think that's scrappy. That was, over 17 years.
Yeah.
So they're not a brand new startup. And they were already churning along at $20 million a year. But since this particular patch, the X39 patch came out, it has had phenomenal growth. In fact, at a level of 3,000% per year.
Huge. So as you can see in 22, it went to 320 million, 23 to 430 million, 600 million last year, and they're pushing for $1 billion at the end of 2025. The growth is so phenomenal. We're actually in 80 countries now, so we are getting around the world. So if you know people in other countries who you want to heal and restore and help and empower, then you simply need to share that. But because of that growth, we're now ranked number one in momentum in the world. So that's a pretty good
So we've been number one in this laneway for home business for 2 years running now, and LifeWave has won some awards, some Bravo awards as a result, and that momentum is only continuing to grow. And the reason for that is because people are having testimonials such as this and sharing, it's just spreading across the world from family to family and friendship to friendship.
Absolutely. So we did say there was an opportunity. So if you want to share this with other people and you want to benefit from that, or if they want to benefit, or if they want to get their patches for free, even, because most people don't like to spend money, but they can actually by duplicating their efforts and following the system. So the This Is It system is the system that we always follow. And so the question is, what's important in your life? You've got to think first before you decide, do I just want to try a patch and pop it on and feel better? Or is there something else bigger in my life? Is there something I'm dreaming for? Is there, do I need to pay off a mortgage, or have a holiday, or put the kids through school, or just, do whatever, or have better health, all the things. So ask yourself this question right now, because this will determine how much you really, really want to move forward with creating a side hustle. This is not something you have to give up your job to do. Personally, what I did is I started patching, I shared with Misha, but 8 months later, I actually did resign from my job. I was wedding events manager here in Mudgee, and I decided that if I just continued to put the effort in that I was putting in, that I would duplicate, and I did, and I've created a really large a team and legacy, as have many of the other leaders, including Misha and Ken. So don't start by jumping off your job. Like, that is where your contacts are. Very important, but think what is important in your life.
Absolutely. So how does it work when we share? So it's a very simple system, and it's a binary system, binary being 2. So it starts off with you, always, of course, starts off with you. And when you share it with the 4 people that you love most, then you've got 4 people. You start with a person on the left, next on the right, next on the left, next on the right. And so that's all you continue to do. And you're creating 2 teams, a left team and a right team. And so doing that, as things grow, it very, very quickly can start to grow. And on that particular binary bonus, you can earn up to $25,000 US a week. And there are now many, many people that are doing that. And we have here in Australia, we've got people that are starting to hit extraordinary incomes as well. But this is the power of duplication. And when we help, the more people that we help, the more that increases.
Absolutely. So your first goal in this business is just to get you 2. So that is called your 1-star manager. So by becoming a 1-star manager down here, it's 1 on your left and 1 on your right. So they could be anywhere in the world. They don't have to be your neighbors, but generally you aim for the people, you talk to the people that you love, care for, and adore, and people who trust you. Because if they trust you, they know you wouldn't be trying to tell them something, some weird thing.
Yeah.
They join because they love you. Like, Misha didn't not trust me, and so she said, "Yeah, I'll give it a go," and
Absolutely.
she did. And so, if each one comes on an advanced kit of 300 PV, which you'll learn in a moment, and a 2-sleeve subscription, so they don't run out each month for husband and wife, 1 of each, they will get on top of all the other bonuses that extra 25 US for 9 weeks as the first business launch. If the second goal is to be a 2-star manager, so if you can do that in the second week and duplicate that, the company will increase that to $50 a week for the 9 weeks. I know that might not sound like a lot. That is USD, so that's $75. But there's a lot of other bonuses that go along the way. These are just beginners bonuses.
Absolutely. And I won't go too much into this, but basically, there's no limit to how many friends that we can help, how many families that we can touch. And the more that we offer our help, the more that we assist to them, and just, teach as we go. We learn something, we teach it the next day, that there are some matching bonuses and there are some extraordinary additional incomes that can be made if you choose to.
And it does pay down 6 generations, which means that if you introduce somebody who was just patching, and then the second person, they were just patching, they loved the products, didn't want to share, but the third person decided to run with it and share, well, that person would roll up to your number 1. I mean, the others don't drop off, but you're paid according to that compression. So keep that in mind. It's compressed by your top 6 in that leg, and it could go hundreds down. So don't feel it's the top first 6 that you have introduced, especially if all 6 of them are not doing anything. It really is a very generous marketing plan, and we're very excited at the changes.
Yeah, and this is one of the things I love. For those of us that have had a conventional business, a classic business, or you're looking at high startup costs, high risk, lots of stress. You've got to do, before you even open your doors, you invest an enormous amount of money.
Absolutely.
And for most businesses, they predict, you expect, you're lucky if you make your first dollar within the first 2 years. So there's lots of stress, long hours, trial and error, and it's definitely a learning curve, and it has very limited earning potential. So in comparison, I think one of the things that sometimes people don't take this opportunity as seriously is because it has exceptionally low startup costs. It's just the cost of your patches, which is literally can be just a few $100s to start. So there's no risk using the product yourself. And thus it's stress-free. The beauty of it is that you get to make your own schedule. Now, in my case, I was a destination marriage celebrant amongst some other things. So I didn't have control of my schedule because I was booked 2.5 years in advance.
Yes.
But with this, you can basically do this in the nooks and crannies of your time. And as Tessa said at the beginning, you can do it part-time until you're able to do it full-time if you choose to. So it is a very proven system. We have a fantastic training system called the This Is It team system that is very helpful for people. We've got fantastic mentorship. There are so many people that you can learn from, different personalities. And there is an unlimited earning potential. So that's very unlike a conventional business because of the fact that there is no limit to how many people that we can help.
100%. So how do we start? We get some product. So if you haven't patched yet and you're looking at starting, then there's 4 different packs you can come in at. Now, some of those things that Misha was saying about this is it's not a conventional business, but there is no conventional business out there that you can start for as little as 1,750, even if that is USD, that's about 3,000 Australian. But you can't start a business today in Australia for $3,000 that can give you the returns that LifeWave can give you. So that is the maximum you have to pay to start. If that's too much for you, then you can get it a bit less at about 1,500 Australian, or the advanced at 900, or the core at 500. So each one is a different level where you can come in and you can try different patches. Obviously, the more you get, the cheaper it is. If you come in on the premium, then you get 3 months of free auto ship. So you're actually saving quite a bit of money because, one, you're not having that delivery cost and the extra tax, GST each month and all the things. Plus, you get your patches for cheaper the more you get. So,
and the other thing is that what we found very, very quickly, because those of us that we started on the advanced pack and within days upgraded to the premium, because every single one of us, I had 5 friends that joined on my first day and we were clueless as to what to do, but all of them
we're still clueless half the time.
It's true.
Everyone can do this.
And you learn as you go. So the great thing is that when you're able to upgrade from to the next pack, and you just only pay the difference. They send you the difference. But once you have some additional sleeves, then when your friends say, "I'd like to start right now," then you can loan them a sleeve and say to them, as soon as your order arrives, just give us the sleeve back, and they can start that day. And that's it. That's just been extraordinary. There's so many people that have had half their family patched by the time their order comes because they had a result in the first few days.
Absolutely. I mean, and like I said, you can't start a business for $3,000 Australian. A lawn mowing business costs more than that. A lawnmower and your ute and all the bits and pieces, you're spending way more at Bunnings for all of those things, or wherever you buy your things. You've just got to decide what was your dream. I asked you what was you, what is your why, and think about, and where's my health and what do I want to achieve. If you're building a business, the minimum you want to be on is an advanced, which is the second one here. because then you've got enough points to qualify for full payment to become a 1-star, 2-star manager and above. So talk to the person that you want to, that brought you along, get yourself started, and that is not moving. I can't move the slide. We're stuck on the slide. How's that? Probably because I zoomed it in. Let's,
Oh,
now it's too small.
that's okay. There you go.
Okay, we're having,
There you
okay.
go. So, if you are wanting to build, one of the things that's amazing is that it's like a business in a box kind of thing, in that I loved that I didn't have to create any websites, and there are so many resources that you can tap into.
Absolutely.
So this is in info, as I said earlier, is all about the patch itself, the patch technology, and then this is it team.com,
Yep.
which is the available resource, which has got so much information on how to build, how to get started, and some great wisdom.
But also remember, you can do it your way. You don't have to do it any one way. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So just keep in mind that, if some people are individual, we found that a lot this week. There's a lot of individuals within the group, and everyone has a different personality. And just because we're showing the system and this has worked for us, we know it works. It duplicates, it's great. But just what we find too is putting a bit of heart and love and creating a community around our teams to help them, empower and equip them, enable them to rise above and to get to where they're going, and just putting all that together can create a really lucrative business. So what you want to do, and I just, if you're thinking that this is for you and you would like to share, talk to your friends and family and loved ones and associates and even those on your chicken list, and make that decision on what you want to do and create your own legacy, because there is nothing like this, I believe, in Australia today. This has changed my life. Totally changed my life financially, but mostly freedom. As a single parent, I've been, and I'm going to share this right at the end because you haven't heard my story, some of you, but I started life again at 48. And so by the time I was 59 and this came along, I had a mortgage. And then 3 years later, I don't have a mortgage. And so it's pretty exciting, the things that you can do, and you can dream again. Because a lot of people in our land, I don't know about other countries, but certainly in Australia, have lost that hope. And this LifeWave really does give that hope. So now is the time to make your move and decide on what you want to do. Go back to the person that brought you along.
And I'd just like to add, look, don't prejudge anybody, because there are people that I know from within a professional background that we can, you can have done well. But one of the greatest assets is time. And when we're extremely time poor, then a lot of people are looking for a vehicle in which they can buy back some time that they could travel, some time that they can be with loved ones, some time so that they don't have to be be as stressed with their workload as they were. So this is definitely something that, like you've heard Dorothy's testimonial, and as well as Lee's and ours. So have your own experience, get your own testimonial, and you'll find it impossible not to share.
Absolutely. And on that, I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to thank you all and wish you well, and look forward to you can talk to the person who invited you, as I said, find out, log into your trainings with your teams. There's many teams out there, and we just want to empower and equip and enable you to rise to be your best. So thank you for joining us this evening, and have a great night.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Ciao.